That square bracket that I said means, hi, I'm a lambda, it's actually called the capture clause. The empty ones, like you've seen so far, means that the lambda doesn't capture anything, doesn't have any extra member variables in the anonymous function object that's generated for it. It works only with parameters passed into the function, the integer n, of which element of the vector are we going through, for example. That's not the only way to write a lambda. If I put in those square brackets x comma y, it means that I'm capturing x and y from the scope that's local at the moment where I created the lambda to actually be saved into the lambda's object. And later, which might just be, we're passing it, but you can put it in a variable, a member variable, and it can have a really long lifetime. Later, when the lambda is executed, those member variables will be used. Because I'm capturing by value, there'll be copies. The original x and y could have long gone out of scope. The copies are what will be used inside the lambda when it executes. If I want, I can capture x and y by reference. So you can imagine that the member variables are now integer references instead of integers if x and y happen to be integers. We're not making copies. If I make a change to x and y in the lambda, that change will be reflected in the original calling scope that those values came from. And of course, if the original calling scope has gone away and x and y aren't there to refer to anymore, then you have a dangling reference problem, the same as you would if you just stored the reference somewhere and then tried to use it after the original guys had gone out of scope. A couple of shortcuts. If I type an equal sign inside that square bracket, we generally pronounce that as saying, oh, we're capturing everything or we're capturing the whole stack. To be fair, the code that generates the anonymous function object for you actually goes through and looks and sees what you need. So if you access 3 things from local scope in the body of the lambda, there'll be 3 member variables corresponding to those 3 things. There may be 10 or 15 other variables in local scope that won't get added as member variables into your anonymous function object. Similarly, I can capture so-called everything by reference, again, only the things that are actually used in the body of the lambda. And you can mix and match, capturing x by value and everything else by reference, for example. I mentioned that these member variables were const by default. If you want to change them, you have to use the keyword mutable, which indicates that you're going to be writing code inside the body of the lambda that changes something that it's captured from local scope. If it's captured it by value, it will change the local copies and have no impact on the calling scope. If it's captured it by reference, it will change the real things to which they refer.